When I graduated in 2024, I thought I would finally feel free, but instead I felt completely lost. That's because for the first time in my life, nobody was telling me what the next step was. For so long, I had always been sure of myself, sure of the next step, because the future was always laid out very clearly for me, and I never took the time to question it. When all that ended though, I realized one thing. My future had been laid out for me by other people. I was so caught up in trying to get the next diploma that I never really took the time to question it and think about what is it that I really want to do with my life. I fell into an abyss of self-doubt because for the first time, reality hit me. I didn't know myself at all. I was spending hours scrolling on my phone, comparing myself to the hundreds of lives that I was witnessing on my screen, and I was hyperfixating on career paths that I had never even thought about before. Many of us go through this because we grow up absorbing and adopting what everyone else thinks is best for us. But when all that ends, when school is over, we can no longer use the appraisal of others as a crutch to get by in life. Now we have to actually fend for ourselves and figure out what it is that makes us feel validated and makes us feel successful. At this point, the majority of us will spend every waking moment overthinking every possible career path we could do and comparing ourselves to people who seem more successful based on their definition. And it's at this moment that you have a responsibility to try. You know why most of us are debilitated by overthinking? It's because behind that overthinking is a mountain of fear that we've never addressed. Living your whole life based off of what others thought was good not only prevented you from knowing yourself, but it also got you dependent on external validation. You now struggle to try or accomplish anything that isn't pushed onto you by other people and that doesn't involve receiving that external validation. Being in your 20s is confusing because it's the first time in your life that you have to learn to develop your own validation system. So here's why trying is a solution to that. Your brain currently is wired to think that the only reward comes from other people, your family, your friends, your teachers, your coaches. You have to prove to it otherwise. The best way to do that is to try new things that come from yourself. Things that you're curious about, that you're passionate about, that you feel like you want to develop in. And proving to your brain that when you take on things by yourself without any external motivation, rewards also stem from that. So what does trying actually look like in real life? It doesn't have to be this major life change like moving across country or changing jobs. It's actually in the small, everyday actions that it shows up. Start by investigating your motives. What is it that you want to get better at? What is it that you're curious about but you've never really taken the time to try because you had no time or because someone else told you it was stupid? What kind of person do you want to be? What gets you excited when no one else is around, when no one else is looking? For example, say I wanted to feel stronger in my body. I could want to feel stronger for a multitude of reasons. It could be because I know that being strong allows me to go about my daily life in an easy way. It allows me to do house chores easily. It allows me to lift heavy things without getting hurt. There could be multiple motivations behind that. What's important is thinking about, okay, I want to feel stronger. Why is that? Once you've found that why, that is your motivating factor. In this scenario that I'm talking about, where the objective is to get stronger, the idea of success isn't to become a bodybuilder overnight or be able to lift 400 pounds all of a sudden. Success means going to the gym for the first time ever despite it making you nervous. Trying a new form of exercise that you've never tried before and that you're unsure about. That's what success looks like. Success is in the small steps. And every time you prove to your brain that you can accomplish those small steps, you're building your confidence from the ground up and you're building your internal motivation from the ground up as well. Say I take my previous example. I set those goals for myself. My goal in going to the gym and getting stronger was to just take the first step, actually physically go to the gym, actually try a new exercise. So now once I've accomplished that, I feel successful because I went outside of my comfort zone. I've accomplished a goal that I gave myself and that nobody else was aware of. And so the more small things you try, the more evidence your brain collects of things that you set out for yourself that you accomplished. No one else is there to cheer you on, only yourself, and the reward still comes. That in and of itself is evidence to your brain that you are capable of choosing your own path, that you're capable of making decisions without the input of other people, and by doing that, by trying that in different aspects of your life, whether that be through small changes in your professional life, small changes in your hobbies, small changes in the things that you eat. By doing that over and over again, your brain will eventually be convinced that decisions can be made by yourself and you are successful when the validation only comes from you. The truth is, nobody suddenly figures out their life in their 20s. They just try things that excite them, things that make them feel scared, things that they think they'll fail at. That's what you have to do over and over again every single day. And through those attempts, a few things will become clearer. Who you are, what you value, and what makes you feel alive. When we're in school, life feels simple because someone else wrote the script for us. But after graduation, it's the first opportunity in your life to write the script for yourself. Don't let that go to waste.